Okay, so I'm going to attempt to actually include my voice in this video, because it turns out my Xbox headset will also allow me to use the microphone on my computer. So that's interesting. See how that goes. But what I'm going to attempt to do is show you how to modify Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD on a 360. I believe I've got some simple instructions. I've done some things to make it really easy, and if all goes well, you should be able to get some pretty insane scores, doing nothing more than a fucking spin or a trick in the game. Uh, what you're gonna need is a program to get to your game save. I'm using Mario because it works for me. There's alternatives available. Use them if you like. I'm gonna use Mario. A hex adding program. I'm going to be using Hex Workshop. This is actually important. One of the things I've done to make this easier is a set of bookmarks, which I'll get to later, that allow you to just identify the offsets immediately and modify the save without any issues. It only works though with Hex Workshop. It's the best hex editor I've used. Love it. And and that's it. That's really it. It's that simple. And the bookmarks I spoke of, which I'll include a download to below. What you're going to do though, get your save, Audio. I'm going to use it. Go ahead and grab it off of the USB. Find your gamer tag, the game. There's just the one file. Create data.bit and you go to contents. You need to extract that to the hard drive on your computer. If I can find it, there it is, and save it. I've already got the folder open just to make things go a little smoother. And you're going to open that in Hex Workshop. And Adobe has updates. Who gives a fuck? Right, we're going to open that in Hex Workshop. This is a save. If you're not familiar with the Hex editor, it looks like random sets of numbers, but fuck, it's random sets of numbers, I suppose. But go ahead and open up the bookmarks, which hopefully you've had already downloaded. They're stored on my desktop. Let me go ahead and grab them, which is a mess, but there it is. Open those up, and there it goes. It'll show you immediately. For Tony Hawk, they're currently only set for Tony Hawk. I may modify them to allow for other skaters, but they'll show you Tony Hawk stats: his air time, ollie, speed, spin, landing, switch, rail, lip, and manual. You select the stat you'd like to modify. We'll do his air. It'll automatically find the hex. It'll get you to the offset, but you don't have to worry about any of this up here. Just go down and type in whatever you'd like. Maximum the game will normally allow is 10, but it doesn't actually have a check to see if you've exceeded that. So if you were to put, say, 100, it'll allow that. If you were to put 1,000, it'll allow that. Right? But if you want to go crazy and put, 10,000, it'll allow it. You're just gonna throw your character out of the map. There's no fun in that. Right? So keep it something low. 1,000. 1,000 should satisfy. Hit enter, and it'll actually apply 1,000. Right there, you can see to the offset you need. His airtime. This is how long he floats. If you set the airtime too high with the air, you'll actually float up and out of the map. You won't be able to do anything. So keep that again. Keep that low. If you were to go to say 2,000, 2,000 should work pretty well for airtime. It'll give you enough time to get in a big spin and then just stack on the multiplier with a bunch of flip tricks. At the ollie, again, you don't want to go too high. You'll jump out of the map, but the ollie, you can increase the ollie maybe 100. You don't need to go crazy. Speed, I don't touch the speed. It's not necessary to have your character whipping around the map like a lunatic. You won't be able to control them. It's no fun. The spin, go crazy with fucking 50 grand. That's just controls how fast your character is going to spin. The faster, the better. You're not going to spin out of the map. Something crazy. Landing, you don't need to go crazy. 100. 100 should allow you to land from some pretty high drops. You can go higher. I don't think it's necessary. A switch, you can set the switch high. 100 should satisfy that. The rail, lip, and manual, you do not want to set ridiculously high. If you put 1,000 on your rail, as soon as you hit the rail, you're gonna wreck. It's gonna immediately fall to the side. You're gonna be down. 10, 10 should work. If you need a little bit of an aid, 15 should satisfy that. 15 rail, lip, and manual. I don't know, experiment. I leave it at 10. Alright, once you're done modifying it and you're happy with the results, let's go ahead and save the file. Ask you if you want to make a back. Mine does, at least. I haven't turned that off. I'm not going to make a backup. Once it's saved, go back here. You can, files there. You go back to your save, which hopefully you still have open. It's going to be in a file contents. You're going to replace the file that's in there already with the one you've modified. Just go ahead and open that. Open. It'll replace it. It gives you a little chime to let you know. And the reason this is why I use Madio over the others. So I want to put this back on my save. I can actually hit save to device. I don't have to hit rehash and resign. I hit save to the device. I find the gamer tag I want to save it to. And I select it. It'll rehash it. It'll resign it automatically. I don't have to do anything crazy. I don't have to type in the profile ID or the device ID, which you can see on my game right now. But fucking who cares? Right? But if I want to save it to another device as a test, I'll put it I'll put it on this not all that offensive gamer tag, right? And if I save it, and I'll leave this one open. I go ahead and I open it again from the device. I haven't had any saves on this gamer tag for this game yet. There it is. I open it, and you'll see, look, it automatically modified the IDs in there to reflect the new game. It just does it automatically. It works. So that's why I use Madio. It just makes things a lot easier. But if you now take this save to your game, load it, and go off a quarter pipe, depending on the values you put in here, your character's either going to launch out of the map like a lunatic, and fucking that sucks. You're going to have to come back and try again, or you're going to get some crazy air, controllable air, and you'll be able to do some pretty insane tricks. Rack up high scores, high multipliers, and really just rape the leaderboards and piss off all the little children that take that shit too seriously. But I hope you're able to follow it. Hope my voice didn't give you too much of an erection. Maybe I'll use it again in a later video. I don't know. But that's it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. Pretty painless to modify. I'll see if there's other stuff you can do in the game. But fucking have fun.